Let's take an example 1. Let's assume following information with a mix of media types to construct a campaign in DV360. Display, video and YouTube are the media types in which you want to spend the budget. The campaign total budget is $10,000. According to the media plan, the entire budget should be divided as follows. $3,000 for display, $3,500 for video and $3,500 for audio. For this example, let's consider the first scenario. As per the media plan budget details, we shall create a separate campaign for each media type. Under each advertiser, we can create 3 campaigns with budgets allocated to each media type. Under respective campaign level, we can create new IO and same budget flows to it from campaign level. Under respective IO, we shall create a single line item and the budget for these line items flows from their respective IOs. Remember, different media types cannot be added under a single line item. For example, display and video creatives cannot be added to a single line item. So we have to create separate line item for each media type and plan the structure of the campaign setup accordingly. Here we have given a daily budget for each line. To calculate daily budget, total budget divided by total campaign flight days. Daily budget for each line item is as shown in the figure. Finally, creatives are assigned to the respective lines. In this scenario, campaign 1 is for display, campaign 2 is for video and campaign 3 for audio, and hierarchy objects follows for the campaign. This is how we can plan a campaign structure before we proceed with campaign setup in DV360. Please keep in mind that this is an example to help you understand budgeting and hierarchy. This will vary in real time depending on the process and also the campaign manager who manages the campaign. If you are working on this platform for the first time, please take confirmation from your senior colleague or learn the optimal way to use it. With this campaign setup structure, you can track the delivery of all 3 campaigns under this advertiser while also monitoring the pacing of IOs under it. Let's assume the selected advertiser shown in this image is the one we created. Once the campaign goes live, budget chart shows the delivery and beside chart shows the pacing status of IOs. We will discuss this in detail in future videos. Consider another scenario in which you may create all media types in DV360 under a single campaign, which I believe is one of the finest ways to construct the setup according to our reference media plan. In this second scenario, create a single campaign and then proceed with the rest of the setup as in the first scenario. With this campaign setup structure, you can track the delivery of all 3 IOs under respective campaigns while also monitoring the campaign's overall performance. This slide shows combined view of IOs and line items under single campaign. You can monitor delivery and performance of each IO here. If one line item under respective IO doesn't spend, it has no effect on other line items under the same campaign. For example, in our case, if the display is unable to spend, just the displayed IO is impacted and the remaining 2 media types, video and audio IOs and their line items are unaffected. Consider the third scenario, where all media types are under a single IO. Create a single campaign, create a single IO and then complete rest of the setup as in the previous scenario. In this case, you can monitor the total performance of 3 lines while tracking the whole delivery of all 3 line items under a single IO. As per our sample plan, strictly provide the appropriate budget for each line item type. Display 3000, video 3500 and audio 3500 at the line item level. Creatives then assigned to these line items and serve as per the line item targeting.